Hi there and welcome to today's Throwback Thursday where myself and Pirate Pete are going to be talking all about some stuff that you should be thinking if you want to get into sales. Because let's be honest, it's where the box is, but is it right for you? So here's a few things that you might want to think about. Tonight we are going to be talking about what you should be thinking about if you want to be a salesperson. And equally, if you're going to recruit a salesperson, what you should also be thinking about. These are really the key strengths that make people in sales amazing. These are the things that make people who aren't in sales great salespeople. These are the people that make great salespeople amazing salespeople. So really this is kind of like a set of top tips which is going to get you up and going with that. You're right, Tiana. Pirate Pete has joined us this evening and I haven't set him up off yet. So I'm going to do that now, even though I haven't introduced myself. For those of... He's having a premature sing here. Premature singing. Okay, we're going. So we're going. So for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is... he's the star of the show. He's totally taking over, right? So this is Pirate Pete. He's going to keep us to time. My name is Victoria Fleming and my company is Buzztastic and I do sales training and consultancy. He plays songs at the end of 10 minutes. So just remember which one of us does which. I know it's an easy mistake to make. So today I'm going to talk about what it takes to make a great salesperson. And if you're thinking about getting into sales, what you should be thinking about is going to make you amazing in that role. I've interviewed loads of salespeople. And I've interviewed lots of people who want to get into sales. So they think, oh yeah, it'd be brilliant to be in sales. And there's a real misconception here about salespeople. And the misconception is that we all make loads of money, we drive really fast cars, and we spend most of our time sitting around drinking coffee and not really doing very much. Do you think that? I know some of you think that. That's what you think people in sales do. So quite often when you're in a different role in the company or when you're running your own company, it is that whole thing, oh, can I sell you? Hey, mate, there we go. So quite often we can think, well, okay, I would like to get into that role. I think I could do that. And you know what? Actually, I believe that anybody can sell. So, I do believe anyone can do it. But there's a few things that I think you need to think about before you make that jump. And equally, if you're sitting and starting to think about maybe employing a salesperson, either on a part-time basis, a full-time basis, or actually getting some people into your business to support you. Oh, hey, Mert, this is Sales Scope. We've got 10 minutes here where we're just talking about sales and sales recruitment. Yeah, that's exactly right. These are things that you need to think about. So the first thing is you need to ask yourself if you want to be selling the item involved, the product or service involved with the company that you're talking about. Do you actually feel strongly about it? Because you know what? There's nothing that makes you sell well than if you believe in a product or service. And actually, it's one of the things that when you actually run your own business and you're going out there and selling your own business, it's one of the things that can be really helpful because you feel very passionately about it. And I think that if it's a product or service that you feel really strongly about, that's a great start for 10. So if you're going into a sales role to sell something that you're not enthusiastic about, you're always going to find it a little bit harder than something that you are really excited about selling. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you need to be able to plan and manage your time. Actually, planning and managing your time as a salesperson is absolutely crucial. Quite often you've got deadlines to hit, you've got targets that you need to achieve, you've got set things you need to do within a particular window of opportunity. And if you can't plan and manage your time, you're going to find that really difficult. And that's something that Tiana knows loads about. And she works with lots of salespeople on helping them manage their time better, myself included, because it is something that I know is so important if I'm going to be successful. It really is. And yeah, it is. And if you want to get better at that, you should totally go and check out Tiana's scopes at 5:30 on a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday at Talking Tiana. So you're going to be working to deadlines. You're going to be working in quite an ordered and structured way. You've got to be able to manage the stress of that though. One of the key things is that actually as a salesperson, you're going to have to go and hit a target. You're going to have to go and do that. And you know what? It's that time that comes racing towards you where that money is due in the business or where that number of leads is due or whatever. You've just got to deliver that. And that can be really stressful. And I think that's sometimes what people don't realise. They don't recognise that sometimes that can be a very stressful place to be, and it can sometimes be a bit lonely. So if you don't manage stress well, or if the person sitting in front of you asking to come and work in your business for sales, can't give you how they effectively manage stressful situations, then that really isn't going to work for you. You need someone who's going to be able to effectively manage that stress and actually use it to fuel them. I never work harder than when I've got a deadline and I've got a target in front of me that I've got to hit, because I get really fueled up on that. And you really want to look for that off the people that you're looking for. If you're thinking now, actually, I really want to go into sales, but I'm not keen on the pressure, then actually probably sales isn't quite the place for you to sit. You could maybe sit somewhere else in that area, but not straight on the front line of sales. Okay, other things that you need to be super motivated and excited about being successful. Hi, Drew. Oh, Drew Avery. Welcome. You've got to be super motivated to be successful. In sales, quite often your success is rewarded financially, but even if you yourself have hit a target, that doesn't necessarily mean that your team has or the business has. So even if you've hit your figures, you've still got to be one of those people that is motivated to go above and beyond to prove how amazing you are. You've got to want to keep pushing and keep delivering and get excited about that over delivery. And then, having done that, you need to get up the next day, start a new week, a new month, a new quarter, and you've got to do it all again. Bill Starr, do I know Ant and Dec? No, I don't, but they are local. All right, so it's really important that you get fueled up by that. It's also really important that you're great with working with people, because sales is all about relationships. So people have said to you before, you're great with working with people, you've got brilliant relationships. That's a great start for 10. I think the other thing is you've got to be really good at seeing other people's points of view, especially when you come to actually negotiating. It's really important you can understand what's important to that other party. Yeah, Drew Avery, right. Under promise and oversell. Wherever you can under promise and oversell, that's absolutely great. And yeah, Tiana, it's all about relationships. But the key thing is here, you need to understand what's important to that other person. So you've got to be really effective at listening. You've got to be really clear about what's important to them. So if that's something that interests you, so for me, I'm really nosy. I kind of want to know. So I'm always going to ask the question because I'm nosy. Nosy people make amazing salespeople purely because actually they're asking the right questions. They want to know what makes that person tick. They're interested to know what's going on underneath there. Yeah, Tiana, you see, it all makes sense now. I'm just a really nosy person. And you want someone who's going to be really positive, because the other thing about sales, oh yeah, thank you, Drew Avery. Listening is indeed, it's absolutely number one, because that gives you the opportunity to really build those relationships and navigate your way down the path to a successful sales relationship. You also need someone who's really positive and optimistic, like super positive. And the reason for that is that in sales, we all get really excited. We go, oh, that went really well, that meeting. They're going to buy loads off us. And then at the end of the week, they haven't, and we're a bit... You need someone who's actually going to be like, okay, move on. We didn't get that one. Let's move on to the next one. Let's learn what we can from that deal. Let's pick up the phone again. Let's get back into networking. We can totally make this work. So you need people on your team who are going to be really positive, really upbeat, really resilient. If you're in an office-based job, then it might be you're on the phone all the time. As a salesperson, you're going to be making multiple calls a day. And you know what? That's really tough. When you do that, that means that sometimes people, you'll pick up the phone, you won't have the best conversation with them. Maybe they don't want to talk to you. They've had a poor sales engagement in the past. They don't want to know. It's really important that you can put that phone down, put a smile on your face, pick the phone up and go straight for it, because otherwise you're going to find it really tough and actually quite a depressing place to be. And you know what? People don't buy off depressed people. They really don't. They want to be part of the fun. They want to be part of the party. So really positive, really upbeat. If that sounds like you, then again, sales could be a great place for you. And I think that fun thing, that fun fact is really important as well. Because you know what? Sales is something you need to bounce with. And if we can have fun along the way, that's actually a great place to be. Negotiating, discussing your products and services. It's a bit of a game. It's just a bit of a conversation. So the more fun you can put into that, the more you can engage people, I think the better that is for you. Fantastic. Hi, I've got more people joining there. Brilliant. So, last couple of points that I was going to say. Oh, that's a great point there, Mark. Yeah, you need to be sincere. You need people who are really sincere. And those of you who know me, yeah, it's got to be fun, Tiana. Those of you who know me knows that I really believe in selling with integrity, total integrity. And I think that's one of the reasons you've got to feel strongly about your product. I've sold a whole range of products in the past, products and services, everything from accountancy software to specification software. I've sold services, I've sold training, I've sold all sorts. But you know what? Every single thing that I've sold, I've really believed in. And I think that's a real core advantage. Because then you are honest, you're sincere, you're to the point, you're maintaining your integrity, which is so important for those relationships. All right, so last couple of points. You need to be able to follow a process. Quite often people who are really keen to get into sales, they're great with people. So as we've just been saying, they're great at building relationships. They're great at having those conversations. But the next thing is that we are, after all, trying to move people through a sales process. Yeah, everyone loves a process. Everyone loves a process. You got to have it. And you know, there's some people, you know, I quite often say there's two things that you need to be great in sales. You need to be great with people and you need to be great with process. And some people will be better at process than with their people stuff. Some people will be better with people than they are with their process stuff. But the key is you've got to do both. It's no good just going and having a great conversation and talking about your products and services if you're not actually bringing that back and saying, okay, what's the next step? How do I progress that? So you do really need to be talking to people when you've got them sat in front of you about how would they actually handle a sales process? How would they move a sale along? And equally, if you're thinking about coming into a sales role, it's not just about those conversations. It is about actively having... It is about those steps along the way. Okay, Pirate P is telling us that we're out of time. I got one more thing though. If you're coming into sales, you've got to want to own your success, because you know what? I know Pirate P is like the star of the show. You've got to want to own your success, because you know what? It's all down to you. It's your numbers, it's your figures, it's your appointments, it's your stuff. You've got complete ownership. That's totally one of the great things about sales. But if that scares you, that level of accountability, then that's probably not a place for you. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed that, remember to hit the subscribe button, ding that bell, and join me next time I upload. Until then, just remember to be sales-tastic.